What's up, people? Frequent Flyer here again with another quad. This one is one that's a little hard to find right about now. It's the X Dart. Now this, I first heard about this quad maybe about a few weeks ago, maybe a month, and a little. I heard online that they were discontinuing this thing, but I actually saw a review of it and they were saying that it was a pretty decent quad. So I went on a little shopping spree to try to find it, and I actually found it at this one website called Price Angels. Now I can't remember the price, how much I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot. It was maybe about 35 bucks or something like that. Now it took a long time for me to get this. It turned out that it was some kind of mix up with the mailman, but that's another story. But when I got this thing, the transmitter didn't even have a back on it. It didn't have a battery cover. So I've been going through a lot of problems with the transmitter not having the back battery cover. I ended up taping this piece of paper, and there's something else under there to hold the batteries in there. It takes AAA batteries, if I'm not mistaken, and they fall out pretty easily. Now to the quad. This quadcopter, it's fairly stable. You know, during flight, it flies really fast. It seems like it'll do better outdoors when flying it, because I noticed that when I try to give it yaw, make turns, it actually starts to speed up. I don't know, maybe it's just that I was flying the WL Toys V252 Pro, and that quad, to fly it indoors is really nice. It's easy to fly indoors. It's really precise. Now coming from that to this, I guess I can't really say that this has a bad yaw, because the yaw is pretty good, but for some reason I have a hard time with this indoors flying it. When I'm trying to do bank turns, it seems like it swings out farther, it speeds up and things like that. It's not as stable on the turns as I'm used to with the WL Toys V252 Pro. But all in all, this is a good quad. I guess I'm just measuring it to a quad that was really great. But this quad is not bad. One thing that I can say that I don't like about this quad is the fact that it doesn't have any rear LED lights. There's this light up the front, but this is a white LED. It sort of just flashes to let you know when the quad is connected to the transmitter, and then the light goes off and doesn't come on anymore until you reach the low battery level, and then it'll flash and then it'll immediately fall. But there are two LEDs inside the body, it seems like. Two red LEDs, because this section here just lights up red as you're flying it. So there are LEDs in the front, but no back LEDs. I guess they're counting on you being able to distinguish the back from the front by this black color on the back and having the red LEDs in here. I don't know. I never tried to fly it at night because I was afraid that I'm afraid that I won't be able to find the orientation of it pretty good. So I haven't flown it at night to test that. What else? Yeah, the yaw rate on this is pretty good. Actually, the yaw rate is pretty fast. It's really stable. It can hover really nice. I notice when I'm doing bank turns, I get a little wobble sometimes from the quad. When it's turning, it'll wobble a little, as if the accelerometer is fighting with it, or the gyro. is fighting to level it when I'm doing a bank turn. I think maybe the accelerometer or the gyro might be dialed in too high or something, too sensitive. But all in all, it's a solid quad. My little mishaps I've had, you know, with the battery cover not being in the on the transmitter. Also, it has these little rubber feet for landing, which are pretty nice. But I find that during crashes, every once in a while I'll lose one, you know, and I lost one maybe a day ago, and I just found it today, and I had maybe about 3 crashes, and 2 out of the 3 crashes I lost one of these things, but I was conscious of them coming off, so I have them all on there now. But that's just one thing to worry about. These little feet on here, they come off really easily. I'm thinking about gluing them on so they don't come back off. I think that's all there is to say about this quad, so let's check out the flight footage. Okay, this is the indoor flight footage of the CG018, otherwise known as the X-Dart. As you can see, the front LEDs lighting. There's no LEDs on the back. Also, I forgot to mention in the review that this transmitter actually makes chimes and sounds when you press the buttons. Let's see, let's start out with 20% rates. Okay, here we go. It's actually a stable quad. It flies really stable. It's really noisy. You hear like a plasticky rattling sound. I think that's the body, because once I was holding it and I put the throttle up and I was squeezing on the sides of this quad, and it quieted it down. So the plasticky sound that's making all the noise is actually the body. Let's see, the yaw rate is pretty good. Let's see the yaw rate. It's not bad. This is 20% rates, but it seems like this quad, or it'll allow more lean, more pitch on the 20% rates than usually with quads that I've flown previously. Usually 20% rates are like really docile and controlled. Well, the pitch is pretty nice on 20% on this quad. 60% I think is a little touchy. Let's switch to 60% rates. Oh, almost lost her while I was trying to switch the rates. But this is 60% rates. It's almost no difference between the 40% rate and the 60% rates. And now another thing, the flips with this quad are awful. This quad can barely flip. It hits the ground every time I flip. I've never seen it really flip good. It's always fighting to try to recover from the flip. On 100% rates, you can't give full input on the right stick, or else it'll execute a flip, and I'm not really a fan of that mode. So I'll try the 1 button flips. Let's try flip now. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't touch the floor, but you can see that it's not really good at flipping. It went all the way down. Let's try another one. Oh, that one was a little better. Maybe you have to give it throttle when it's flipping. Let's try. Tried to give it throttle and it hit the ceiling. Let's try it again. Oh, it actually flips a little nicer once I give it throttle after the flip. Let's see. still not too good compared to the other quads that I've been flying around. I think that's all there is to say about this quad. All there is to show. So, thanks for watching.